Kara wrecked us about an hour ago, but we are back with a Trump technology roundtable. Trump is hosting some technology nerds. Some would call them geniuses. Hopefully Donald Trump does today. My biggest position right now is genius, yes, for this roundtable. So he's hosting a roundtable on electricity costs. So it's data centers. It's about like an old grid reforming to a new grid. A lot of tech geniuses will be there. Trump likes to call them geniuses when he's to their face. So that's why I'm going yes for this genius position. But just making sure we're live. The electricity cost, it's all about electricity costs. That's why electricity's at 96. But he announced this during the State of the Union last couple weeks ago. That is an initiative. I think it's called the Protection Plan. Let's see. But it's for AI companies to basically pay to make sure consumers don't carry the electricity costs that the data centers are doing. It's something to do with the new grid. I don't think Trump knows too much about it, but he does know that these geniuses do. Now, I can pull up, like, even before, Trump loves to call, like, these type of people geniuses. Let's see. So this was the AI Roundtable 5 months ago. Not roundtable, it was an AI dinner where he was hosting tech giants at an AI dinner. You control F, genius. He likes to call them geniuses. Hold on. Trump here.
Very good. Thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? You have a lot of geniuses on my right.
Geniuses on my right. A lot of geniuses on my right.
Some young, some not so young.
And he also hit it twice. Palace of Genius.
Palaces of Genius. And when they start opening up, you're seeing, I think you'll see job numbers that are going to be absolutely incredible.
He calls it the Palace of Genius. He likes to just glaze them. When they're right in front of him, he'll glaze the people. I just think he's just going to call them geniuses. When he's to their face, he is glazing. And I'm not really confident on anything else, whether this will have Q&A or not. But my main play is that he's going to call them geniuses to their face. This is a round table. He's going to call on other people to speak, just like he did at that dinner when he said, you know, any other geniuses want to speak?
Geniuses on my right. Some young, some not.
So this is my main bet that he's going to call them geniuses. I think it might be lower just because people think it's to do with the Genius Act with crypto. So it could also hit in that way, but I realized I took off my tie. Hold on. But I don't know if I've got anything else. Crypto Bitcoin steaming? I do not have Genius for the Genius Act, by the way. It's not because of the crypto, but crypto is mogging. I'm not sure. Is there a crypto czar there or something? Did you see the crypto czar? Oh my god. Seriously? Okay, yeah, that's why crypto's steaming. Should I buy some? At 22, why not? Nick Alpha, Nick Alpha. The crypto czar is there. I didn't even see it. I got the White House up. That we will begin shortly, but I don't know about the ballroom. It's not in the East Room. If it was in the East Room, I would fucking love ballroom. But because it's not, it's in like the Indian room. I don't know. Maybe India's good here. Oh, here we go. All right, boys. We're going on Genius. A lot of geniuses there. Crypto czar, all these firemen. When the land of genius opens, this is what we're hoping for. I don't know about Iran. See, I just couldn't tell you. I was not confident on whether Iran or not was going to get mentioned. It probably will. I have no idea. Also, I've got some no Biden. I've got some yes China because that one's obvious. He's going to fucking say China. And now I got some yes crypto. Crypto czar is there, so. Alright,
Well,
good
thank
luck,
you
lads.
very much. These are exciting times. I think you probably want to speak about war rather than this, but this is very important. This is very important, and we're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly, I would say.
Immediately?
Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15.
A 15?
And we're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military
Greatest military?
in the world by far. And that was a tremendous threat to us for many years. 47 years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world.
They've been.
I think we have great support, and I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it too.
They would have got us first.
Give us a shot if that was possible. And if we didn't terminate the worst deal, one of the worst deals ever made, the Obama nuclear deal, I call it the Obama nuclear deal, where he gave everything to Iran.
There we go.
A nuclear weapon. It was a road to a nuclear weapon. Bad things would have happened 4 years ago because they would have had a weapon 4 years ago. I didn't terminate that deal.
Terminate the deal?
So we're in a very strong position now, and their leadership is just rapidly going. Everybody that
starting with Iran
seems to want to be a leader, they end up dead. And it's an amazing thing that's taking place before your eyes, because for 47 years we were pushed around.
Now we're the hottest?
And we shouldn't have been. And I think I can say, and you see it as well as I do, you see the tremendous progress that's being made. Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly. Their launchers are being wiped out.
Obliterate?
They're attacking their neighbors. They're attacking their, in some cases, allies, or not so long ago allies.
Israel?
And, you know, it's really a nation that was out of control, and they would have used
you already hit Israel, wow.
If we let them, if we waited any longer. A big factor was Soleimani, the killing of Soleimani in my first term. And maybe the biggest factor was the rebuilding of the military in my first term. And then the B-2s hit the...
obliterate.
And I use the word obliterate because it was a complete obliteration of their nuclear potential. And that set them back very, very seriously. If we didn't hit within 2 weeks, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If we didn't do the B-2 attack a number of months ago, they would have a nuclear weapon. And when crazy people have nuclear weapons, bad things happen.
Terrorists?
So we're in very good shape now. I want to let you know that, and we will continue forward. But it's a great display of military strength, and I'm very proud to have, with some of the people in the room, both senators and congressmen, we rebuilt, and women, we rebuilt our military during the first term, and we're using it a little bit more than I thought we would have to. Venezuela worked out really great. We have a wonderful relationship with the president and the various representatives, and we're taking out hundreds of millions of barrels of oil.
There you go. Yeah,
and
oil.
That goes to our benefit and to Venezuela's benefit. They'll be doing better than they've ever done before, and we will get a big piece of that, and we'll also make life wonderful for the people of Venezuela who have been very, very badly hit. So that's a lot said in a short period of time, but you can witness it for yourself. And now we'll get on to something that I'm very proud of, because it was
Dodge
sort
terrorists.
of my idea.
I don't know. You might do Q&A.
Build your own power plant. And everybody thought I was kidding. They said, really, you can do that? How would you do that? I said, we'll get you fast permits, and you'll build your own plants, but we're going to discuss it in great detail with the biggest people in the industry and some of our great leaders and senators.
Geniuses.
Congratulations on the Medal of Honor for your 100-year soldier. 100 years old, 101 to be exact. And Daryl's been fighting that he get the Congressional Medal of Honor for many years, Daryl, right?
Mr. President, I give you all the credit for overcoming the lawyers in the Department of the Navy in a way that I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
And nobody could have done it but you.
Maybe it'll be a long. We had to We had to get it to him a little bit quickly, but he looks like he's in good shape. He's got some
Ratepayer
years left,
protection
right?
pledge. I see that in the background.
He's planning to come back here for your next Medal of Honor ceremony. And, he's also going to be the star at Tailhook this summer if you want to come to Reno.
Well, I congratulate you for that success. That was amazing. He didn't stop.
He's a genius.
I've known him a long time. He never stops. So
what a genius he is.
Congratulations. Very nice. We're here this afternoon for
it's
a
good money right now?
signing that will
Anything
help keep
not Iran,
utility bills very, very substantially.
Now.
And electricity prices for millions of Americans, and
electricity?
In many cases for a lot of people that don't really understand why they're going up, but they're not going to be going up. They're going to be actually going down. Today we followed through on an announcement I made in my State of the Union address last week as America's largest tech companies officially signed the Ratepayer Protection Pledge. It's a big deal. It's going to have a tremendous impact on electricity costs. We're bringing down all of the costs. We're having this little interlude to do what we have to do because we had it going. But these interludes are very important, especially this one. But the economy has never been like this. We've never broke 50,000 on the Dow. People thought we wouldn't do that within the first 4 years. We did it in the first year.
Dow?
And we brought 7 on the S&P, 7,000.
S&P?
On the S&P, they said that's
okay, S&P Dow is against stock market.
And we did that too, all within the first year. Under this new agreement,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh
my God, let me click. Let me click.
Cover the cost of increased electricity production.
I buy no stock market there.
Data centers, and that would be prices for American communities will not go up. But in many cases, will actually come down.
I'm buying no stock market there because he said Dow S&P.
You know, the data centers, and you people are so big that you're the biggest in the world, but they've developed a little bit of a bad public. They need some PR help.
Like coal.
Because people think that if a data center goes in, their electricity prices are going to go up, and that's not happening. It's not going to happen.
PR? Do some PR and call them geniuses, bro. That's some PR right there.
Because they never had this alternative. It's actually going to mean the prices come down. You're going to see how badly they want. Some centers were rejected by communities for that, and now I think it's going to be just the opposite. This means that the tech companies and
I think I sell at 80 the stock
will be
market.
Able to get the electricity they need
nice,
without driving up electricity costs for consumers. This is
at
a
80 is crazy.
Win
you
for
can still bring it
countless
up.
American families, and will also make our electricity grid stronger and more resilient than ever before. So that's part of it. It's going to be strengthened up, and they're going to be getting a lot of excess electricity from the data centers where they build their own plants. They're going to be creating their own electricity.
How's he not at China yet?
We're pleased to be joined today by Speaker Mike Johnson, who's got a difficult job, but he does it as easy as anybody I've ever seen do that job. It's never easy when you have a majority of 2. Or sometimes less. I was going to say, sometimes less, but he's amazing. And Energy Secretary Chris Wright, who's worked so hard, and Senators Katie Britt, Bernie Moreno, John Husted. Thank you, everybody. Really great. Thanks, Katie. Representative Darrell Issa and Derek Van Orden. Thank you both. And Derek, thank you. Nice to see you. OSTP Director Michael Kratsios. AI and crypto czar David Sachs, as well as the commissioners of the Federal Energy Regulation Regulatory Commission, and
thank
an
you,
audience.
Nate.
In the audience, you have Laura Swett, David Rosner, Lindsay C., and
now just had Genius
Chang,
Act.
all very well-known people, especially in this group of geniuses.
We're on
we have
crypto.
a lot of geniuses here.
Geniuses!
That are also very smart people representing labor. We love labor.
I was telling y'all, they're geniuses. Trump is a glazer. Let's go.
This is a pledge. It's going to be a very important pledge to the country and to their companies.
When he's right in front of them, he's a fucking glazer, boys. Let's go.
President of Google, Ruth Porat. That's a good company. Where's
fucking genius?
Google.
Let's go.
You know, it used to be U.S. Steel and things like that. Now it's Google and other places. President of Meta,
that's fucking like
Dina
it.
Bell, who was with me. Dina
that
Bell
like Loki just booms.
With me for a long time, and I
We
called
could
up
have
Mark
we could
and I
have
said,
fucking fun
"Congratulations, that
now,
was a good
boys.
hire."
We could have fun
That
now.
was a good hire. She's fantastic, and her husband is fantastic. He's a great senator, and he ran in a place called Pennsylvania, and he ran against somebody that was very tough to win. It was
Election?
very, very
Tough
tough to
Cookie?
win. And
Cookie.
he won
Where's
pretty
Cookie?
easily, actually. People were shocked. I wasn't. You and I weren't surprised. Were we?
Has he hit Cookie this
But
week
he's
already?
a spectacular man.
Where's Cookie?
President of Microsoft, Brad Smith. Thank you, Brad.
Cookie's
Good
not
to
on
see
the
you.
weekly. Oh, it is.
Microsoft is unbelievable. CEO of OpenAI,
OpenAI.
Brad Lightcap. Brad.
Is he gonna dodge like Anthropic
He's
here?
so young. Look at how young.
He's a genius.
Yeah, I think you have to be young in that world, perhaps. Thank you, Brad. CEO of Amazon Web Services, Matt Garman. Matt, thank you, Matt. Very well. Say hello to my friend, right? Doing a good job. CEO of Oracle, Clay Moosquark. Moosquark. Is that fairly good?
Wootwork?
I don't know.
What the hell is he talking about?
I'm not sure. I usually don't. I just go right over it and I say Moothquark. But how are you? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I give you a hard job. It's a hard name. You did good. You did well for the difficulty of that name.
That's right. I think so. Thank you very much. And Gwen Shortwell of XAI, another real leader. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think he can still negotiate. I don't know about that one.
To a special person. The last administration, their
the last
in Congress
administration
gave us the worst inflation in, I say, the history of our country, but they say 48 years. So I'll take either one. It doesn't matter. The press gets very upset when I say in the history of our country. They get very angry about it, actually. They say it was only 48 years. I say, in some ways 48 years sounds worse because it's very specific. But it sounds a little worse. But either way, take either one. And the ruinous energy policies were a big reason why many working families' utility bills increased more than 30% during the Biden administration.
There we go.
The worst administration in the history of our
Biden was
country.
very low.
That's why on day one I declared a national energy emergency. We had no choice but to do that. And signed an executive
he
order
said
to
previous
dramatically
administration.
accelerate
Biden
construction
is
of new
falling
energy
off, though.
infrastructure, which we are
Caroline
doing
didn't
at
hit it
record
today.
numbers, and we're rapidly bringing down those costs, very rapidly. We inherited a mess. I say it all the time. We inherited a total mess. And in many cases, we fixed it, but we're fixing it. And we'll always be fixing it. We're going to make it better and better and better. Many Americans are still concerned that the massive energy demand from AI data centers could drive up their electricity bills in the future. And
I think he just said it's a mess.
By 2035, energy demand is expected to
gonna
more
hit
than
it?
triple. Can you believe it? A lot of it is AI, and it's also all these big plants that are being built all over the country. They're coming in from Canada and Mexico,
China?
from Germany, from
Bro, you're leading
Japan,
China. I'm gonna be honest.
from South Korea. They're all coming here to build cars again. We lost 54% of our car industry because we had presidents that, honestly, on trade and business, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. I could say the same thing for the chip industry. We lost the chip industry, but it's all coming back. You could have stopped it so easy. All you would have had to do is put a charge or a tariff on.
Yeah.
If you wanted to leave,
there you go, tariff.
That's fine. You can go to Taiwan or anywhere you want.
Dude, I don't know why I say stuff and don't buy it. I get scared.
You're going to pay 100%.
I knew it was coming.
300%.
I gotta stop.
And nobody would have ever
just saying shit and then clicking.
They missed that opportunity.
Less talking, more clicking, bro.
Because it's all coming. They're all coming back. By 2035, energy demand is expected to more than triple. Under the Ratepayer Protection Pledge, we're signing today, the big tech companies are making 5 important commitments to keep utility prices down for American consumers. First, these companies are committing to provide or pay for all power generation and
that would have been right. I think right there, negotiation would have been massive. There.
And where possible, they'll add capacity to the grid by building new power stations.
He would have said we negotiated.
They're going to be making their own electricity. They're not going to be taking from the grid, and they will actually probably, based on what I'm seeing, they're building overcapacity, and they'll be able to sell that overcapacity at very low prices into the grid. In addition to
no
that,
China
we're fixing
stim
the
yet is
grid.
crazy. This guy stims
Didn't
China.
do this. This was
We're leading
believe- I
China.
don't
We're
know.
leading China.
Nobody's going to
China.
challenge you. Won't challenge me. I think this was my
China.
idea. I said, wait a minute.
We're
We can't-
leading China,
when I
bro.
first
He's like
got
has
involved with
China
AI, they
Tourette's.
said, we will need
No China yet is
the
insane.
energy. Think of this, triple the energy of what we have now. Some people said double. I said, whether it's double or triple, that's crazy. And that was just for AI. It is incredible.
I'm now happy I got out
When
that
you see
stock
the
market.
buildings
It's
we're
still
talking about,
so
you
in
start to
play.
understand it. But unless you saw it, buildings that go for miles, buildings that are so big, buildings that cost $60 billion. I said, you
Billion?
mean $60 million when I first got involved. They said, we're building a
You gotta get those numbers up.
$60 billion building.
What about
I said,
trillion?
You mean 60 million? 60 million is a big building. It's not that big, but it's pretty big nowadays. They said, no, sir, we're going to spend 60 billion, but now it's like 100 billion and 150 billion. And the bottom line, it
what is he
takes
talking about, bro?
electricity like nobody's ever seen before. And I said, well, with an old grid, even if we fix it really well, which we're in the process of doing, you can't take that and double our electricity. They're going to have to build it themselves. And I told Mark, I actually told Mark, I told
Mark?
Elon. I told
Elon?
people, and nobody believed me. They said, you're going to let us build our own electricity? Because they've been so used to being beaten down
Democrat?
and to have people with no ideas how to solve problems, and then the whole thing fails. It's a whole disaster. They said, no, I'm serious. And in one case, they submitted plans, and they didn't do what I told them. And when I called them, I said, why don't you have your plant here?
Where's your plans?
Kidding. Are you serious? You really? They couldn't believe it. In a good way. They said, it's too good to be true. And
Too
I said,
good to
no,
be
it's
true.
not. And here's the other thing. You'll have your approvals within 2, 3, or 4 weeks. It used to take 20 years to get it prior to rejection. So in other words, you go 20 years prior to rejection. They'd vote. I've known many plants where they've been, I knew people, they started off young. They were young trying to get approvals for a stupid plant, one plant.
Stupid plant.
Their whole life was devoted to getting this plant. And around 22 years, in one case, 22 years later, he got rejected. I said, that's not good. He wasted, let's say, half of his working
I'm
life
not sure,
on getting
Flora.
an approval,
I would guess
and he didn't get. Now we
no,
get it in 2
though.
weeks,
No
3 weeks,
Q&A,
maybe
but
4 weeks. When
you
I
gotta
came
think
in
Roundtable
originally,
means
my
like a
first
lot of
term,
these
we
guys
had
are gonna
2
talk later.
Big LNG plants in Louisiana.
If
They were in
so,
the 14th year of
Q&A
getting
and
approvals,
Anthropic
they'd just been rejected.
for sure.
And I got involved.
Woke.
They were tremendous plants. They're up now.
Hormuz.
They're working beautifully. They built the 3rd one.
These are all
They're
really good for
magnificent.
Q&A.
I mean, if you like pipes, this is a plant. The whole thing is, you look inside, all it is pipes. I've
How
never
did he
seen
not
anything
hit China
quite
yet,
like
bro?
it.
On this
It's like
ramble.
lying 2 or 3 Empire State Buildings on their side and doing nothing but putting pipes into it.
Come on,
So
China.
I didn't know exactly what it represented. All I knew
Maybe
is this
since
is
the
what they
Iran
needed.
stuff,
So
he's staying away
I
from
got
China,
involved.
or
The first one I got done in one day.
8 wars? Oh my god.
The second one, I
There's
was
8
a little
wars.
bit slower that week, and it took me 1 week. So I got the first one done in one day, got fully approved. And when they called up the head, and I didn't want anything. I don't want anything from myself.
Trying to get
I want
8 wars
from
at
the
10
factory
cents
one.
there.
They called up the head of
It was at 10.
a company like a Microsoft or like any one of the people in this room, but they called up the heads. They said, no, we got rejected. No, you just got approved. It was 1 day and 1 week, and they were built, and they're in your state, by the way, right? And they are big, and they're doing great, right? And there are lots of pipes, right? That's all I noticed. I said, I've never said anything like that. Anyway, so for these companies committing to provide or pay for
Yeah.
all power generation
He's just, like,
electricity
on a
needed for
fucking
their AI
tangent.
projects, where possible, they will add capacity to the grid. They're going to be adding a lot of capacity, and I think it's going to be really, and I've seen some power plants. I'm actually more interested in the power plant than I am in information. I said, where do you make the money for this? They said, information. I said,
Information?
okay, that's good. That's got to be a lot of information, though, right? And it's turning out to be true. David, it better be true, because you got a big bet.
Or
This
so
country
good.
has a big bet on it.
Big bet.
But it's
Big bet.
It's incredible.
We
what
have
they're
a
doing
big
and what they're
bet on
coming up with.
fucking, oh my
Second,
god,
they'll cover the
data,
cost of
information.
upgrading
We're all getting
existing power
farmed, bro.
delivery infrastructure and their energy demand.
Anthropic was so right. We're
So they'll be
all
upgrading
under mass surveillance,
existing
bro.
power delivery
Did you hear them?
infrastructure.
We have a, they basically
Third,
just said we have a massive bet on mass surveillance paying out.
to clearly and cleanly assign them to the costs of new capacity investments.
Oh my
and
god, I hit negotiate
commit to
while I was
paying,
fucking
even if they
yapping.
do not end up using all of that electricity, they're going to make a commitment. So we're going to have a situation where you're not going to have increased electric bills for homes that are in the area.
You got
or
Mog
even
too? I got
outside
Mog
of
as
the
well.
area.
I mean,
And
crypto
fourth,
hit.
they'll
You
invest
never
in
know.
the local communities where they build and operate, provide workforce development and jobs for skilled
Yeah, the
Americans
crypto
like
czar's
those
got a
with
massive
us
bet.
today. We have great skilled people.
Yeah, on himself being
electricians,
there.
engineers,
He was the
technicians,
farmer.
server and network technicians, power plant workers, plumbers, welders, and many others, all people that I've hired. All my life I've been hiring you guys, and you've done a great job. I built a lot of buildings, a lot of good ones. And finally, they will use their infrastructure to contribute backup power to local grids during times of need. So they're going to have a lot of backup power. We're going to have a lot of excess. Basically, we're building massive amounts of electricity, and you're not paying for it at all. And the companies want to do it because this way they can, otherwise they couldn't build. I mean, the option really was not about cost. It was about, there's no way of possibly taking the old grid and doubling it in a matter of months or years. So in short, America's largest and richest tech companies will be funding a colossal expansion of U.S. energy. We'll have, I read where China is building tremendous energy.
Yes!
I respect it. But
that was coming. I just heard on the, I read, I'm like, oh, he reads about China.
Through the private sector.
What are they up to?
Companies, and I've seen some of the plants that these geniuses, they are real geniuses, are showing. And I say, wow, that's really great.
Geniuses, man. It was never in doubt. Never in doubt.
That frankly, the standard, wonderful power companies probably aren't going to be getting there. Maybe as you build them, they'll be start. But some of the plants that I've seen, Dina, are absolutely unbelievable.
Genius.
So they're going to be producing massive amounts of electricity and energy. The grid, so the American consumers aren't going to have to even think about it, and your electric costs are going to be going down. Now, unfortunately, it'll take a little time to get there, so they'll say, well, you know, I don't know who's going to follow me, but whoever is going to follow me is going to have some big advantage. You know, it happened with Biden, where we got a lot of approvals for things, but they take statutorily a year or 2 years. And I got one on medicine.
I think this is hottest.
Good. Not as good as favored nations, which we just got. That's 80 and 90%.
I think he's talking about the future here, so he might say hottest.
Various medicines, and it was good, but it doesn't kick in for 2 years. I said, I hope I win this election because I'm going to get so much credit. And the election was rigged and stolen.
Rigged and stolen.
He stood up there one day getting credit. He didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. He got the credit. He was talking about how he did this, and he had no idea what he was talking about, but we were the ones that got it. And I hate that. So this is going to happen again because somebody's going to be getting a lot of credit into the future. But this is really the pretty current future. This is going to go very quickly. This is going to happen almost immediately.
Hottest?
The United States is leading the world in AI by a lot. We're leading China. We're leading everybody by a lot. Without this, you wouldn't even, I don't think you could build, Brad, you couldn't build a plant. Right? Without this, I don't think you could, you'd have to rely on the grid. And
that China stim. There was the China stim.
So the United States is leading by a lot. We're leading everybody. And
we're leading China.
And it's not only China, other countries are very much into it.
You hear him? He's stimming it now.
But we're going to be dominant in this field, which is very important. In crypto, we want to be dominant.
Crypto!
We want to be dominant in everything we do. And this agreement will ensure that America can maintain the most advanced AI infrastructure on the planet without American families being forced to pick up the tab. And that's why the early ones, they hook up to the electric utilities and they can't produce the kind of numbers electric-wise that they want. And they end up raising the rates. It's not going to happen anymore. And now it's going to go the opposite way. They'll make a lot of money and electric rates. We actually think they're not going to stay. I think they're going to actually, Chris, they're going to actually come down. So your electric bills will actually come down.
The hottest
It'll take
country
a
in the
little
world.
while, but not long. So this new strategy, never tried before in any country, will pave the way for continued American dominance in energy and technology working together. So you're going to have great energy sources because you're going to build them yourself, and if they're not good, you'll make them a little bit bigger and better, right?
Bigger and better.
Again, a lot of people, it took me 6 months to convince people
gonna get
that
questions?
I was serious about this.
What do we think?
And
No
we have
Q&A.
a very big key to what we're doing is Lee Zeldin. He's in charge of the Environmental Department and Energy. And the job he's done is incredible, getting you fast approvals.
That's really high.
So some of the plants are starting and they're coming in.
Hottest.
I say, Lee, 2 weeks for natural gas.
Come on.
Don't worry about wind. Forget it. It's worth
Wind!
You don't get approvals for wind. We don't do wind
windmill here.
because it's a loser. Except for China, they make all the windmills. You know, China
Yeah,
makes all the windmills. The only problem is they don't have wind farms.
Oh my God.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to look at that. How many wind farms have you seen lately in China? They make the windmills. They sell them to the suckers over in Europe. Europe is buying them by the thousands.
Oh my God.
And I told them for 3 years, this is not going to work out well. And now they're saying I was
Someone
right.
cleared the book on
But
windmill all the way to like 90.
I say natural
When he said wind.
gas, clean, beautiful coal. You know, we don't ever say in the Trump administration you're not allowed to use the word coal unless you precede it by saying clean, beautiful. And Chris made a beautiful speech about 3 weeks ago, and he took me very, very seriously. And every
He
time
said coal, and I
about
said,
coal,
you need to
and
say
every time he
clean,
mentioned
beautiful
coal, he'd say,
before.
Clean, beautiful coal, clean, beautiful coal, clean, beautiful. I said, Chris, easy. It sort of stepped in the speech a little bit. It was a little much, but we got the point across. The coal is clean and beautiful. Well, look, it's so many of the nations that are working are using coal, and you can do things with coal today that are incredible in terms of the environment and in terms of cleanliness. But I said 2 weeks for oil and gas, coal.
Oil, gas.
And for nuclear power plant, maybe take 2 or 3 weeks. You can add on an extra week. But Lee Zeldin has done an amazing job in getting you all of the permits that you need, because normally that would take many, many years. And they're already building the plants. They're being built all over the country, and they are incredible. So with that, I'll introduce Chris Wright, who's we were lucky to get him. Doug Burgum convinced me he was the best guy. I wanted Doug Burgum for his position.
No trillion there.
And because I'm very impressed.
Because now it's just going to decay as people start talking.
Somebody that's better than me on energy.
You know?
I said, guy named Chris Wright. He's the biggest in the industry. He's the smartest. He's the best. I say, really? He's better than you? And Doug has a very big ego. So for him to say that was not easy. But I met Chris, and it was sort of love at first sight. He has done some job. And
Find no Democrat, no trillion there. It's just going to decay.
We gave him interior where they have all the oil, and we gave him energy where they take it, right? So we sort of did a friendly merger without going through Congress, because if we went through Congress, it would never get done unless the Speaker
now he's going to
hit
hit Democrat.
Done, in which case it would be all right. So, Chris, you could say a few words, please.
There you go.
You bet. First of all, thank you all for being here today. The reason we're here and the things that are going to happen are because of the people.
No trillion, you have yes trillion, Florin?
I want to thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership.
Now it's just going to decay. I should have bought more at that 40s, but
in 40 years, and I'm in the
now as these people get
adjusting to this,
are going to talk and get called on,
he says,
everything's going to decay as people wonder if there's going to be Q&A.
America must lead in AI, and the old energy policies that were going on.
I mean, the market's pricing in a 6% chance of Hormuz getting said. I mean, the market maybe thinks like a 10% chance Q&A happens. What are we saying? The market's pricing in 11%, 13% for terrorist. So maybe a 20% Q&A actually. But the market's pretty confident there's not going to be questions and answers on this one. Oh, you've got no trillion? You're cooking now. You're cooking now. What was that? Pre-market? 20s? He said billions and millions a bunch of times, but... Peace in the Middle East, no. I would think that's safe. I mean, there's no peace going on, but
critical for our
I don't understand. He hit it though last time at the German.
AI will be
the guy,
superpower. That has been and
Bilat with the German guy, so I don't know.
Of America.
He hit it while hitting Q&A, so.
And this is a transformation, and it's the bold leadership of the president.
I'm not confident there'll be a Q&A either way. I mean, with that roundtable I was referencing before, this one, there was a Q&A. But, I mean, this was a dinner. This wasn't a roundtable, so it's a little different. But
and are also willing to fix the biggest problem. We had 30% electricity price rises during the Biden administration, and we shrunk our amount of available dispatchable electricity. That is a train wreck waiting to happen, and the president recognized from the start, we have to lead in AI, we have to stop electricity price rise, and those are not in contradiction. These companies are smart, they're powerful, they're strong, they can build power, partner with them. And that's exactly, all of them embraced it, all of them have spent money to these noble causes. And as we heard, a number of states that have partnered with the people on this table have announced multi-year rate freezes. Indiana's the leader now and the first one filing for a rate reduction.
Chris, right? He's so energetic about energy.
And a business focused on
so Trump's gonna say
the American people. That is the transformation. But I could not
maybe my hottest is crazy.
Also, our FERC commissioners that are here. FERC
28.
is a noble regulatory agency.
Look at that smile.
Bureaucratic and lived in a different time, in a different age. We need to make things happen fast.
Could they stand up?
Yes, can all the FERC commissioners stand up?
Because, you know, they're the most powerful people in the country. And I have had more people say, do you know FERC? I said, do I know FERC? What about FERC? And I learned so much about you, and you are the most powerful people in the country.
Whoa, so Israel?
We want to be very nice to you. Please get us approvals.
Please
get us those approvals, okay? Thank you all very much. Thank you.
The FERC team has worked hard.
That was it. That was Trump's bit.
To enable the revolution that's going to happen. America leading in AI and stopping the price rises. Thank you all so much.
Democrat no is hitting without Q&A worth a bite. Weird call. I mean, it's a decent price now. 65 still. He got real close to it though. It's just like he can hit it without a Q&A. It's possible. Democrat. I mean, he could have just hit it right there, talking about trying to get approval. So. Oh, what's going on?
Thanks to you all. It's a great honor to be here with the leaders of tech and industry, the FERC commissioners. They are so very important, and all these folks.
Mike Johnson, I can tell by his voice, that's him.
Look, only President Trump has
only President Trump.
The leaders.
Mr. Speaker, only President Trump would ever do anything as good as lowering an energy cost.
So well received around the country. Because let's be honest about it, there are
Democrat no seems all right.
There's a lot of misinformation out there.
I'm gonna buy more
about the rise in energy demand and what that's going to mean for our communities. So it is so meaningful.
I mean, he is talking to Mike Johnson, who is the House Speaker. If he gets past Democrat here, no Democrat jokes talking to the House leader, it's possible Democrat no
superpower that we are
is good.
We're going to continue to lead on AI. We're going to continue to make the communities better. I'm in the state of Louisiana. A lot of this is happening in Louisiana, Mr. President. It's not just a bunch of beautiful pipes. It's also data centers. Meta's doing a big one. And, of course, Amazon's working in Louisiana and Stack and so many of the other companies. And our communities are so grateful to have that investment, and also grateful because they're coming in as great corporate partners, community partners, and they're acting responsibly. They're helping to build out the energy grid, and they're making life better, not just with good-paying jobs. They're actually making life better in these communities and in our states, and so we're so grateful for that. I like what you said a moment ago. This is a win-win-win across the board. You have everybody who's come to the table in good faith under the leadership of this extraordinary president to make this happen for the country. It's at the perfect time. Trust is not given by communities and local stakeholders. It's a huge part of building that important foundation for the future. America's back, Mr. President. I'm so excited about that. Excited to be a part of this. Thanks so much for letting us be it. Yeah.
I think we'll go with John. Is that all right?
Yeah. I think no Democrat's decent then. You just got past that.
Places like Ohio, this is a very, very big deal.
That bit without saying any Democrat on Mike Johnson.
If we want to have economic dominance and national security dominance, we need to have technological dominance.
A Democrat nice joke after this. Yeah, I mean,
piece of that.
He just went past that Mike Johnson bit without it, so.
They want to win this.
He's the House leader, so if he was going to say anything about the shutdown or Democrats, might have been there, but.
Challengers like China.
I don't know. One of these other guys could say something about Democrats and the shutdown or something, but.
Manufacturing, everybody across.
It seems like they're mostly going to just say the normal stuff like this guy's doing.
And I know you're the leader of the America First agenda. You want America to win, but so do the people in places like Ohio, but they're concerned about energy prices, right? They know that they like those folks out there, the construction trades that build these, the plumbers, pipe fitters, HVAC, the people that build the power plants, the laborers, the boilermakers. Like, these are working people in places like Ohio that do amazing work to build the data centers, to build the power plants.
Yeah, these guys should ask some questions, I'll be honest.
Their energy prices.
Let them ask some questions. These guys in hard hats. That would be sick. Get some normal people to ask some normal questions
is great leadership
to the president.
This solves the problem that people were worried about.
Has affordable hit yet? What is affordable at? 25?
It leads to energy stability, affordable, reliable electricity.
It's going to pump now.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. You have been talking about this issue beginning as early as the campaign in July, when the focal point of the state of this idea that you've been working on for
quite some time. Okay, my OBS crashed, but we're back.
The key to all of this is that American AI leadership should never come at the cost of hardworking Americans' ability to pay their electricity bills. And Frontier AI, that all of these great companies work on every day, along with the data centers that underlie them, are going to accelerate scientific discovery. They're going to unlock economic efficiencies. They're going to enable entire new industries to support the prosperity of all Americans. And to continue to lead in AI, these great companies need to make new data centers, We need new fabrication capacity. We need new manufacturing facilities, and we need new power plants to be able to do all of this great work. And today, through this pledge, we are challenging all these companies to think bigger when it comes to data center construction by identifying ways that we can drive down the overall electricity costs,
Epic Fury at, like 60?
Ultimately strengthen grid resilience, and to create more American jobs in the communities that choose to build all of these data centers. By signing this pledge, all these companies here are making themselves accountable to you, Mr. President, and to the American people as they strengthen their commitment to benefiting the communities in which they build and they operate. We as an administration are using every tool at our disposal to ensure that the U.S. can build and maintain the largest, most powerful, and most advanced AI infrastructure anywhere on the planet. And today we recognize that building the future requires massive amounts of reliable energy. And I'm grateful to you, Mr. President, for acting so decisively to ensure that the growing demands of energy that we have are never passed to the American households. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dina?
Thank you, Mr. President. It's such an honor to be with you today. I also want to thank
your
outstanding team for partnering with us. You know, it's been remarkable to watch
Mr. Trump, you mod
moment, and you positioning America to lead. Our country has had very big transformational movements before, whether it was coming together, World War II, or the Industrial Revolution. But this is different. The next 3 years, in many ways, sir, are the whole game. And those 3 years, while you are president, you have positioned us to win. You have not only made sure that energy dominance is a key to how we will succeed in the compute needs we need, but you've also done something very important. You've made us all know that it's not about the products, it's about the people. And at Meta, we are so proud of the jobs that we are creating, whether it is in Louisiana or in Ohio. So proud that it's not just extraordinary engineers. It is pipe fitters. It is welders.
This girl's from Meta.
Electricians. And I'm particularly proud today to announce that partnering with Senator Moreno and Senator Husted, we have launched a pilot in Ohio to train fiber technicians.
Swag, like Ohio.
In this audience actually today, a very important skill set needed to build data centers. This 4-week program is a new curriculum. When you graduate, you have a license to be a fiber technician and a guaranteed job with Meta. We are also extremely
I'm gonna start looking at the Bernie at that point. She's spamming Meta too much.
Also, in Louisiana, as the speaker just said, we have been able to lower the costs of so many Louisiana payers, energy payers, an estimated $650 million over 15 years. So we are proud to say today that we want to fully cover the cost of the energy that we use in our data centers, create jobs and opportunity, but more than anything, sir, we are really proud that we're going to look back and have had the privilege to work with you and know that America won at such a critical time and that we did it really working with the American worker and so many others. So thank you, sir. Proud to be here with you.
So nice. Thank you very much, Jen.
I also want to say, sir, I forgot to say it.
Make Iran great again.
10 years ago, way before we were talking about AI, that you said there is honor and dignity in plumbers and in workforce skills training, and you asked Ivanka, as you know, to chair that. 10 years later, we could not have imagined how much we needed all of those jobs and those programs, and you marshaled the entire government to do it. That is having an impact in cities across the country. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Ruth, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Google is grateful for all that you and your administration are doing to secure America's continued leadership in AI. And to your point, it must be powered by abundant and affordable energy if it is to benefit all Americans. I'm pleased to be here to underscore Google's support for the Ratepayer Protection Pledge. We're committed to assist in all of your work to support American households, American businesses in this exceptional era of innovation. So 4 brief points how we will deliver on this for Americans. First, adding to energy capacity. Consistent with your call to build, bring, or buy energy.
Why did affordable mog up when this girl was talking about it?
Energy online, as you have stressed so frequently.
Is she Google?
To deliver the self-sufficiency.
Is Google got that much aura?
In Texas alone, we've contracted to add more than 7,800 megawatts of net new energy generation and capacity to the grid as we grow our data center footprint. And very much to your point, we're committed to continuing to invest to add capacity where we build. And to that end, we will very shortly close on an acquisition of Intersect Power, which is going to enable us to build data centers right next to those new additional power generation capabilities where possible. Second, to protect American ratepayers, we're committed not only to pay for 100% of the energy we use, but very importantly, the infrastructure to support that growth, whether or not we end up using
Mogwatts.
And I think one example that brings that.
I've got 1,000 shares of Mog. I genuinely think, though, can we talk about this Mog strike?
Our energy partner there.
So Mog has been a strike on Trump for multiple times, and people are like bonding it, right? They're bonding it at 1 cent every time because, like, why would he ever say Mog? But all it takes is one person to tell him something, and then he can say something. This is all I'm saying. Like, can we find the White House tweet where they say Mog in the was it the first respondent? I don't know. I think the strike Mog is way more likely on like JD Vance. Because the whole thing with Mog is that it's like Gavin Newsom, Mog's JD Vance is the whole clavicular thing. And someone asked Gavin Newsom about, oh, did you see that you Mog JD Vance? I don't know how it could get to Trump, but I could definitely see JD Vance or Gavin Newsom saying this, Mog. But I don't know why it's getting listed on Trump markets. It's going to take a couple steps for Trump to eventually get someone to get Trump to say it, if that makes sense. But I think JD Vance and Gavin Newsom markets, this should be listed. Mog should be listed on those because those actually have a chance of hitting. Like that's what it's about. So hit during a rally. I mean, if you Mog, you're mogging. I mean, I'll be honest. Melania Mogs. Like, can we get Melania Mog face up? Dude, this is how Mog can hit. Like, Jesus. A Melania Mog? Like, she is absolutely just mogging. That AI Roundtable she was doing before, not the Roundtable, but the AI conference, Melania Mog face, man. She's absolutely. Oh, Trump's speaking. I bet he said thank you. That's my bet. Look at this
Thank you for your
mom.
leadership. Because of your work on this issue, I'm confident that we will win the race with in AI with China and succeed in delivering inexpensive, abundant electricity.
She mogs. Melania mogs. So it could hit there.
As you know, XAI builds huge supercomputers and data centers, and we build them fast.
Vance is sub. Yeah, Vance is subhuman.
Mississippi state line. As part of today's commitment, we will
I don't know.
extensive additional
I think for
steps
Gavin it
to
could
continue
possibly
to
hit.
reduce cost of electricity for our neighbors. Mr. President, we want to be
Trump
on
is
your team to
Barron?
deliver
Maybe.
win
It could get the like Barron from Barron to Trump. It just gotta take a little bit. It's like not now. I don't know.
for every additional data center as well.
I wonder if I can find the White House tweet about
power installation in the world. The installation will provide enough backup power to the city of
yes.
the city of Memphis, and more than sufficient energy to power the town of South Haven, Mississippi.
This is a rapid response tweet,
we will build new substations and invest in electrical infrastructure to provide stability to the area's grid.
Let me pull it up. Mog is not safe, bro. This is a rapid response official White House tweet. They're retweeting Donald Trump's tariffs, and they literally said tariff mogged. I mean, first of all, this one didn't count. This is a closed compound. There's no space there. But hey, it's not completely unlikely, okay? It's still possible. I wouldn't bond this at 99. The people doing that are crazy. I mean, this is an official White House. I mean, a White House staffer or Barron Trump could just tell him about mogging and he could just say it, you know?
Into space
I don't think it's like completely safe. I think it's kind of ridiculous people bonded at 99.
And power sources we've built will be available to the communities instead of
some intern knows ball.
I've been in space.
Exactly.
I've been in the space industry for nearly 40 years.
Yeah, like Trump just says like, "Oh, my son's talking about mogging. I mog."
So thank you for that. Mr. President, you've been strong and clear about building AI that is.
I don't know how much he actually gets to see his children, so I'm not sure. But
American values, including demanding that AI is consistent with American values. In July 2025, you signed an executive order directing agency heads to support only those AI models that are.
Yeah, maybe a rally. A rally. I don't think you would see this at 99.
Neutral. We still fully support that order, and we're fully on board with.
I just wish I'd rather have it on Gavin and JD Markets. It makes more sense there than Trump. But
thank you. Would anybody like to say something? We're finished with the official speakers, but we have the most important people in the room.
The hottest?
Great people, political and otherwise. Would anyone have anything? Please, Daryl.
The hottest people?
Perhaps as the California.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bro does not talk to his kids a little bit.
I can tell you how excited I am about your proposals. First of all,
it's possible.
All of you have major presence in California. And not long ago, I visited the largest site of.
I do imagine, though, he barely gets to talk to his kids. The amount that he has to talk to everyone else being president.
100 acres. It goes on.
I don't know, Barron's like 20
forever
or something.
With buildings. It is doing a great job. It is one of dozens. Most of you also have centers being put up in that same neighborhood just outside my state of California. The reason they're there is the availability.
Should we just start looking at other mention markets? I mean, like, bro, this gets to be yapping.
Says a lot about the current state versus where you're
OKC, New York,
with the help of industry.
What will Stephen A. Smith say on News Nation?
What you would call huge, beautiful power plants, one after another that they have. They built them for backup.
We all are playing that Stephen A. Smith mention. We all are.
Resilience there. They've only had.
Should I tweet out some Stephen A. Smith alpha if I find something?
Calls and says we're having a blackout.
Would that be
Would you please turn on your power generators so we don't go dark in San Jose, miles away? That said so much to me about the responsibility of these companies already in the past building backup power.
Look at Trump. Look at this. His little book.
The resilience that these
he just pushed another book to the side. Is he done?
As a result of your work, and they won't.
Wait, is that ice water? Is there any ice in that water?
Plants. They won't be temporary or
no.
backup.
I mean, ice isn't even a strike, so.
Positive. Lastly, my state has invested in solar, so much so that
Stephen A. Smith does tweet reviews on his YouTube, funniest shit ever. You think if I tweeted about the Stephen A. Smith mention market, it would find his way back to him? That would be so sick.
And then provide that resilience 24/7.
I could do a clip or something, or a thread on what Stephen A. Smith's going to say and see if he'll react to it.
But needs them more than any other state. I want to thank you for what you're doing, because these companies.
I'm going to play it either way. I mean, like, come on. That's alpha. Stephen A. Smith. He speaks like 50 miles per hour. Surely it's a yes fest.
To be part of winning the AI race.
Unless it's like Lawrence O'Donnell.
We'll go very quickly. David, please.
Oh, we'll go very quickly. Does he want to do questions?
As I think all of you know here, we have an.
Does he want to do questions?
We also have a construction boom going on.
He kind of doesn't want to hear about the rest of these people. He wants to answer questions, maybe?
This infrastructure. That's a 2% tailwind.
What do you guys think?
And that is leading to.
He just said, let's do it. Let's go quickly. Does this mean like let's wrap it up, or like let's wrap it up so I can answer questions?
Got right up here. So this is a very
if so,
to sustain. And thanks to your leadership,
Anthropic maybe.
And we're protecting residential ratepayers, making sure that their electricity will not
Hormuz is pretty decent if there is Q&A.
And I just want to contrast it, if I may, with the approach of Democrats like Bernie Sanders.
Oh my God, bro! Bro's bringing up Democrats.
The data centers. So they want to stop the economic growth. They want to stop the wage increases.
And look, this guy's so happy, bro. You put a smile on his face mentioning fucking Bernie Sanders. By the way, who is this? Who mentioned Bernie? Who is this? He's definitely getting brought up in the Bernie thing later today.
To make our AI companies into energy companies. So that was.
You think he's got a poop?
That's a really good idea.
Maybe.
The president knows more about AI than I do. So
who's this guy? Who is this guy actually? Because that's like alpha for the Bernie thing. Later today.
Thank you very much, and Katie, thank you.
Yes, Mr. President.
He just dodged the Democrat. He wasn't ever going to talk about them, bro. Why would he ever talk about Democrats? Dude, if that guy's going to talk about Bernie Sanders like that, surely Trump dodges it.
First in every category, and that means that we dominate there, and we do it.
Who is that guy though? Does anyone know?
Helps everyday Americans.
He's David Sachs.
Safety and security, and what that will ultimately prevail.
Oh, he's the guy with the fat bet now.
Don't want to do it at the expense of ratepayers.
What's Bernie crypto?
An incredibly complex problem that everybody wants.
Is crypto on Bernie? That would be fucking.
You found a solution.
That'd be crazy.
A win-win. We're not only going to win the AI race as a result of what you're doing today.
I mean, maybe Trump.
To every American.
The fact that they brought him up.
And we're going to make sure that your energy costs.
Trump, yes, for the. I'm looking at the Bernie AI data center.
That it's actually going to go down. In addition to all of that,
this is in 3 hours. He's doing a.
For being willing to be.
Surely Trump. I mean, he just got named.
That's what
dropped here.
All of this work.
This is all about AI.
The communities that you will ultimately
got some
reside
Bernie ass.
in, you are saying we want to build you up in every sense of the word, giving you greater opportunity as a result of this pledge today. So, Mr. President, thank you.
If crypto was on Bernie, that would have been a nice snipe. I would have sniped that for about 10 cents.
Not at their expense, but is rather to their benefit.
Yep, that's right. Very quickly, Derek.
Mr. President.
Very quickly, dude. Look at this. Look at this. It's like he doesn't fuck with them. Do you think he just doesn't fuck with these guys?
People understand what we're talking about here today.
Or is he he wants time to answer questions?
Putting these guys with the hard hats.
Or he's got to do something. What is on his schedule?
And that's gonna.
This is alpha.
Sorry. I love you guys. And so, Mr. President, the thing that the American people need to understand is that you're not thinking
this
about
is
an
alpha.
election cycle, you're thinking about the next generation.
Does he got something he has to do really quickly?
Having this coalition of people is making sure that the future generations.
Not really. There's nothing on his schedule after.
Concerned about losing a war. And that means so much, especially this time now. If people really take a step back and appreciate this is actual visionary leadership, and it's going to take care long before or long after we're all gone, sir. Your efforts today are going to make America great into the foreseeable future. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Derek. You're doing a great job, Bernie. I think you're okay. You want to say something?
Bernie?
Really fast, Bernie.
Thank you.
Really fast.
He gets my vote.
He gets my vote.
He gets my vote.
He went quick. He did it really fast.
I have to go back and look at the war. You know, we have a lot of things happening.
8
Thank
wars.
you, Bernie. You're doing a great job. Please. This is Will Sharf. Go ahead, Will. You have anything to say?
I think it's been pretty comprehensively covered by all the speakers you've had today, sir, but you're going to be signing a proclamation announcing the ratepayer protection.
Auto pen.
This is going to ensure American AI dominance in the years ahead, while also ensuring that American ratepayers, ordinary Americans paying
What's auto pen? Is on the monthly?
Aren't paying anything more. And along with the proclamation that you're signing, each of the CEOs and industry representatives that we have present here.
Is he going to hit auto pen, lads?
Copy of the ratepayer protection pledge, committing them to your vision for this industry going forward.
Pretty good, right?
And let me say to the press, thank you so much for being here. It was fantastic.
That's it.
After the pledges are signed, if we can have you move out of the room as quickly as you
We're going
can
out.
so we can do a little bit of business. But thank you for being here at this thing. And as you heard, the summary of the Trump agenda is lower prices, higher wages.
I bought no Epic Fury there off that announcement. What do y'all think? Why is that one so high compared to everything else? I don't know. Was that auto pen, Trump?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Thank you very much.
We're still live. We're still live. We're still live. Thank you, press. That's the White House. The White House just ended their stream. AP? Are they still going on, or? I get scared. Is he gonna say something? I think not. I don't even think if he said something, this would count. So. No Q&A. Market was right about no Q&A. They were yelling out, bro, give me a fucking heart attack. They're going to start yelling out questions at the end, dude. That's giving me a heart attack. I bought some No Epic Fury there at the end. There was a lot of shares. I'm not even going to lie. I only bought 200. There was a lot of shares there, though. Can't believe the energy guy announced that he wasn't going to be doing anything else. But I think he was rushing it because he had to poop. That was the only other reason. I don't know. He just didn't take questions. Hey, we did decent, though. Decent on that little Trump event. Little 600. China, yes. Democrat, no. Hey, W Fluoride. The biggest win was Genius, for sure. That was the biggest fucking win. Little crypto win, too, on the shout-out from Nick. Crypto czar. And he hit Biden. But that's okay. I think Biden's falling off. Biden is falling off a little bit. We'll get there. We'll get there on a big no Biden win. But I think that'll be it for today. I don't know. I could go live for one of these other Bernies. Maybe the Bernie thing, or maybe Bernie or something. Stephen A. Smith. I can't show that, actually, sadly. But because the Stephen A. Smith stuff is copyrighted. But stuff like this, the Trump and Caro isn't, so you can stream it. Real fun, though. Thank God he hit Genius. Genius was a big dub. Griezmann to Orlando? I wonder if there's a market on that. Which players will transfer clubs before September 15th? Yeah, I don't know. But dub. I hope Griezmann. Is it confirmed Griezmann's not going? GG's. But, hey, big dubs. Hopefully you got some Genius, Ray. And others. Some Genius, yes. Hey, W, though. W on Trump. We lost on Caro earlier today, but we won back on Trump. I think we lost 250 on Caro, so we're up about $400 today. With more markets to go. So we're gonna have fun. But that was dub. Thank y'all for joining.